Under former President Obama, a loophole at the IRS allowed illegal immigrants to fraudulently collect tax refunds for their children living in Mexico. But now, as One America's Pearson Sharp explains, President Trump's new tax plan is set to save Americans billions of dollars every year.
As tax season comes into full swing, some of the biggest refunds for American taxpayers may not be the ones they'd expect. President Trump's tax code revision in 2017 made sweeping changes to the way the government handles taxes for American citizens and non-citizens. Before 2017, there were some major loopholes that left the door wide open for non-citizens and even illegal aliens to commit fraud and claim massive refunds, all at your expense. But thanks to President Trump and the new administration at the IRS, all that's changed, and now Americans are saving tens of billions of dollars every year that used to go to illegal aliens. The problem began under President Bill Clinton in 1996, when the ITIN, or Individual Taxpayer Identification Number, was created. It's the alternative to a Social Security number and is given to non-citizens and illegal aliens so that they can file tax returns. The idea is simple. Since illegals are working here anyway, we may as well give them a way to pay their taxes. And according to the IRS, as of 2015, some 4.4 million non-citizens did just that. But there are several problems with the system, all of which come down to the IRS not taking responsibility for the people using these numbers to file their taxes. Current conservative estimates show there are at least 25 million illegal aliens in the U.S., but the IRS shows that just over 4 million are paying taxes. So that's over 20 million people who are getting paid under the table and aren't contributing their fair share to the system. Not only that, but federal law prohibits the IRS from sharing the identities of these unauthorized aliens, meaning immigration services can't deport them. So the government will issue them tax refunds and let them work here illegally, but actively prevent immigration agents from removing them. And it gets worse. Under President Obama, these illegals were claiming billions of dollars in refunds every single year for children that didn't even live in the United States. That's right, illegal aliens working in the U.S. found a loophole in the IRS allowing them to take advantage of what's called the Additional Child Tax Credit. That means for every child they claimed on their taxes, they'd get $1,000 back from the IRS and no questions asked. So that's exactly what they did, with many illegals claiming 5, 10, or even 20 children under a single roof, getting back $30,000 or more for children who lived in Mexico. When questioned about whether or not they knew they were scamming the system, many illegals replied they were aware, but that it was easy and they may as well take advantage of it. And the IRS was also aware of this problem the entire time, but did nothing to stop it. At a Senate Finance Committee meeting, Obama's IRS chief, John Koskinen, even admitted the agency actually wanted illegals to steal Social Security numbers. Speaking to Senator Dan Coates of Indiana in 2016, Koskinen said that as long as the illegals were only using the Social Security numbers to fraudulently obtain jobs, that the IRS didn't have a problem with it.
Again, as you know, what happens in these situations is someone is using a Social Security number to get a job, but they're filing their tax return with their ITIN, their undocumented aliens. Mm-hmm. And so on that ground, they file taxes. It's in everybody's interest to have them pay the taxes they owe.
He even suggested that the IRS had an interest in helping illegal aliens break the rules just so they could pay taxes. Perhaps it's no wonder then that under Obama, from 2012 to 2016, illegal aliens managed to steal an astonishing 39 million Social Security numbers from law-abiding American citizens. When the IRS turns a blind eye to criminal employment and theft of Social Security numbers and pays them good money to do it, what incentives do illegals have to follow the rules? But then, in 2016, President Trump was elected, and just 1 year later, all of that came to an abrupt end. Trump overhauled the tax system and replaced the head of the IRS. Under his revision, illegal aliens are no longer allowed to claim dozens of children who may not even exist, saving American taxpayers billions of dollars each year. In September of 2017, President Trump signed the Social Security Number Fraud Prevention Act, and in less than a year, the number of Americans who reported being victims of identity theft dropped by 40%. That adds up to over $6 billion a year saved just in identity theft alone, not to mention the money saved not paying for the theoretical children of illegals. And in 2017, banks were also able to recover 144,000 fraudulent refunds, up 16% from Obama's last year, totaling $204 million in savings. The bottom line is that President Trump is saving Americans money and preventing illegal aliens from scamming the system to steal their identities and hard-earned cash. But Democrats in Congress are fighting hard against this and are even trying to keep the border open, giving even more illegals the chance to break the rules and take American jobs. President Trump has successfully turned the situation around, but with Congress now in Democrats' hands, American taxpayers could once again be paying for the privilege of having their identities stolen. Pearson Sharp, One American News.